All right, the little Kabbalah history. Okay, so we have to understand that the world was supposed to be 10 days long. 10 days. 10 stages. The days of the beginning of creation were not 1 day, 2 days. They were stages. The sun and the moon were not created till the 4th day, so it could not have been 24-hour day. You could bring a theory of relativity or the speed of light and the slowing down the speed of light. There are different ways people try to fit in 24 hours. It doesn't matter. Who cares? The whole idea is that God created the world in 7 stages to teach us something. Every stage corresponds to a certain power, certain energy that went into the world that we're supposed to learn from, and that's why we have 7 days of the week to fix the 7 days. But why? What is history? Where are we going to? How long is it supposed to be? How are all those stages? So those stages correspond obviously to the human being, right? God created the world with 10 sayings, as we said many times, and those 10 sayings are hidden in humanity, in the body of human being, and that's in Kabbalah. It's called the tree of life, the Etz HaChaim, and it corresponds to the 10 powers hidden in man. You have seen surely the tree of life, which is look like that. I'm just looking for the picture, but the tree of life looks like that, basically, and those are 10, and man basically correspond to man, 10 powers correspond to man. So why do we don't have 10 days? Because since man messed up on the 6th day, he affected all the previous 6 days of creation, and he could not continue to 7, 8, 9, 10. Therefore, God said, for every day that you messed up, that you affected, which is the 6 days, now you're gonna have to have 6,000 years. At the end of those 6,000 years, you're gonna have then the 7,000 year, which is like Shabbat. Again, I want to show you this. There's a man with a 10th hair. So once we have rectified the 6,000 years, those 6 correspond to the 6 days of the week, because we got disconnected to the spiritual world by sinning. So we have to rectify those 6 days, the first 6 days of creation. Those 6 days of creation, therefore we live it every week, 6 days, and then the 7th day that was given as a gift to be able to rectify the Sabbath, the Shabbat, is the 7th day that gives us the strength to unite and to rectify and to look if we fix the 6 days. But those 6 days correspond to 6,000 years, right? Since the creation of man, of the Adam, where it is when he sinned. So we have 7,000 years. Right now we're in the year 5,780 years since the beginning of since Adam's creation. Then we're gonna go till so in 220 years from now, max, according to Kabbalah, we enter into the 7th millennium. The 7th millennium is we're gonna have 1,000 years, which is Shabbat, before 1,000 years, which means 1,000 years with Moshiach, with the Messiah. We are all going to be united. We're going to stop living exactly the way we're doing, meaning it's going to be a world that now enters in perfect harmony between the spiritual and the physical. There's many ways described. Some say it's 1,000 years of desolation. It means there's going to be a readjustment of all the principles, of all the understanding, and we're going to have 1,000 years with of spirituality on the level that was never achieved before, of harmony, understanding the whole previous 6,000 years, the whole history. And we're going to be close to God, and Moshiach is going to guide us for that. And after these 1,000 years, now all the people who were dead before this, who are good and not evil, completely evil, will be resurrected, everyone, at the time of Moshiach, to live 1,000 years and merit to experience that. So all the ones who are people who have done good in this world, you can, if you have done bad, don't worry, you can be forgiven. You just have to say sorry and rectify yourself and your actions. But then after those 7,000 years, we're going to enter into what we call Olam Haba, the world of reward, which is the original world from the very beginning before Adam Arishon, and that corresponds to 3 stages. Olam Haba is the 3 correspond to the head, so it's a much higher level of consciousness and spirituality. We're gonna, the same way there's an evolution in the world, there's gonna be a spiritual evolution, a consciousness evolution. We're gonna know more about the spiritual world, about how God created the world, about us, and we're gonna transform ourselves into spiritual beings. But there's gonna be 3 levels of reward and transformation. Says the Ramchal, 3,000 years. I don't know if 3,000 years human earth years, but it's going to be spiritual and more spiritual type of years. So, but it's 3 stages, and at that then we have achieved the 10,000 years, which was supposed to be the 10 days of creation, and God willing we'll be able to be really, really close to God by that point. After that, I don't know, only very, very unique individual knows. But we, even Olam Haba, we don't really know exactly how it's going to be. We know it's going to reward for everything we have accomplished in this world. We'll see the big picture more than any other time. But after that, I'll be surprised from God about what's going to happen. But I can promise you it's going to be awesome. All right. If you have any question, please feel free to ask.